Hi guys, this is lesson 6.2, addition and subtraction of vectors. Vectors, as we described in the previous lecture, have both a magnitude and a direction. When you have one or more vector, you can add them. The result has the same effect as the original vectors applied one after the other. So for example, we have vector A and vector B, that's shown in the slide. We want to add these two. So what we do is we use A and we do the head to tail technique. The head being the little triangle, the tip of the arrow. And the other end would be the tail. So we use the head of A and we attach it to the tail of B. And that will look something like this. But then what we have to do now is we have to draw a line that connects the tail of A to the head of B. This new vector will be the resultant of A plus B. This is also known as the triangle method. Another method that can be used is the tail-to-tail technique. It is not as efficient as the other one, so I do recommend the tail-to-head technique over this one. But you have to know how to do both of them. Consider the same two vectors above, A and B, and translate B so that the tail of B is touching the tail of A. Then what we do is we complete this parallelogram. And we have this new vector V. Sorry, there was a mistake on the slide and I've just corrected it. V should actually be this line, not this line. So you can see that V and B looks pretty much the same in terms of direction and magnitude. It's just the position of the vector is different. Now we can use A plus B to determine what A plus B is, because B and V are literally the same. And once again, we have to use the head-to-tail method. The resultant A plus B is indicated diagonal of the parallelogram, which is this line. And this is called the tail-to-tail or parallelogram method. So let's talk about adding parallel vectors in general. For parallel vectors A and B having opposite directions, the resultant, if the magnitude of A is bigger than the magnitude of B, then the magnitude of the resultant vector will be equal to A minus B. And the magnitude of R will have the same direction as A. If, on the other hand, the magnitude of B is bigger than A, then the magnitude of the resultant will be equal to the magnitude of B minus the magnitude of vector A. And the resultant will have the same direction as, this should actually be B. Now let's look at subtracting vectors. The relationship between addition and subtraction with vector is similar to the relationship between addition and subtraction with scalars. To subtract the vector u from the vector to the vector v, add the opposite of v to u. In other words, u minus v is equivalent to u plus negative v, or u followed by negative v. Here we have the vectors u and vector v. Find u plus v. How we do that is we simply do the head-to-tail technique again, and we find the resultant by connecting the tail of u to the head of v. Question B says find u minus v. How we do that right now is we think v oppositely. We have to make v negative v. And in order to do that, we simply switch it around. We switch the head to the tail and we switch the tail to the head, and it will look something like this. Then once again, we use the tail-to-head technique and we will get a completely different resultant from the addition. So that's the end of this lecture. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to do your assignment as well as upload them for your teacher to mark. And I'll see you guys next time.